Good morning, class 10. So, today we'll be discussing a poem that is How to Tell Wild Animals, and the poem is written by Caroline Wells. And talking about Caroline Wells, she was an American writer and she was famous for her book like The Sign of Phoenix, The Jungle Book, The Story of Betty. Okay, so these are her famous works, and in this poem she has explained the characteristics of various wild animals in a very funny way, and she has used the language in a way that generates humor, and she is introducing the reader to various kinds of wild animals like Asian lions, Bengal tigers, then bear, leopard. Okay, and explaining each of the animals in a very humorous way. Okay, and in the first he tells us about the Asian lions. She says that if you are visiting the jungles of the east, there you see an animal which has tawny skin, and he roars so loudly that you will die out of fear. Okay, then he explained about she has explained about the Royal Bengal tiger, the royal animal that at once attacks and kills a man, and she says by adding humor that it is beautiful black, is this his beautiful black striped animal kills you and eats you. And if you meet this kind of animals who kills you and eats you with a black stripe, then you have surely met a Bengal tiger. After this, she says that if the reader meet an animal that has black spotted skin and it at once jumps on him, then it means that the person or the reader has made a leopard, right? So moreover, she says that if one will cry out in pain, it may be no use of leopard, it will not stop attacking him. Then she moves to the bear, and there she says that the bear will hug very tightly, and this is the way to recognize a bear, as it kills a person by hugging him very tightly, right? See, you can see the pictures. Then then he then then she explains about the hyenas, okay, which she thinks have a smiling face, and then the crocodiles that have the tears in their eyes, and this can be seen when they are killing their prey. And the last but not the least one is the chameleon. Okay, she says that it is a lizard like creature, and which doesn't have ears or wings, just like a lizard. Only this can help you difference between a lizard, not a chameleon. Okay, and she further says that the chameleon has a quality of changing its color according to the color of the surface, right? So to explain this, she says that if the readers look at the tree and if you can see the tree, that means that there is a chameleon sitting on it, which was already turned its color to brown, just like the branch of the tree. Okay, so the whole poem, the poet, that means Caroline Wells, beautifully described about the animals in a funny manner, in a funny way. Okay, so today I'm gonna explain the each stanza line by line, and I'll explain the poetic devices that is used in the each stanza, and the literary devices and the rhyme scheme. Okay, so here in the first stanza, if ever you should go by chance to jungles in the east, and if there should to you advance a large and tiny beast, If he roars at you as you are dying, you will know it is the Asian lion. So tawny means yellowish color, yellowish brown color. Okay. So here the poet is saying that how they can recognize the various animals in jungles of the east. And in this stanza, she says that if the reader comes across an animal whose skin is yellowish brown in color, and if it is roars at him so strongly that anyone can die after hearing his voice out of fear, it means that he has encountered an Asian lion. And she has humorously explained the Asian lion which could kill a person with his roar, with his, sound. Okay. Then here the rhyme scheme. Here the rhyme scheme is chance and advance. Right, they are rhyming. So east and beast, these are rhyming. Right. Dine and lion. Dine and lion. So these are rhyming. So the rhyming scheme A B C C. Okay. So the rhyme scheme or rhyme pattern will be A B and C C. Okay. You can find enjambment because the continuation of a sentence to the next line. See, if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast, in the third line to the fourth line, these are the single sentence without any punctuation mark. Okay. Now coming to the second stanza. Or if sometime when roaming around a noble wild beast greets you, or if sometime when roaming around a noble wild beast greets you with black stripes on a yellow ground, just notice if it eats you. This simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. Discern means recognize, to find. So here she explained an animal that roams in the jungle and that belongs to a royal clan. Okay. See here, noble wild animal, that means it's a aristocratic. Noble here means aristocratic, belongs to a royal. Okay. Our noble wild beast greets you with black stripes on a yellow ground. Just notice if he eats you. So the color of its skin is yellowish with black stripes, and she says that if you notice that he kills you and eats you up, then this means that you have surely been facing a Royal Bengal tiger. And this time also she has used a dark humor to explain how a tiger looks, because once a person has been eaten up by a wild animal, there is no use of determining which wild animal it is, right? So that's why the poet is humorously saying, just notice if he eats you. The simple rule may help you to learn the Bengal tiger to discern. That means then you will find, then you will recognize that this animal is the Bengal tiger. So here the rhyming scheme is like the first stanza, that is A B C C, because the round ground the rhyming U. So A B and learn and discern. So these are rhyming. So C. We can find roaming around in the first line, that is an alliteration, because the R sound, roaming, row sound, round, roaming, this sound is repetition of consonant sound. right? And these two words are very closely to each other, closely words, so it's a example of alliteration, roaming. Now in the third stanza, if strolling forth, if strolling forth a beast you view, whose hide was spots is purpurred, as soon as he has leapt on you, you will know it is the leopard. It will do no good to roar with pain. He will only leap and leap again. One more time I'm saying, if strolling forth a beast you view, whose height with spots is peppered, as soon as he has leapt on you, you will know it is the leopard. It will do no good to roar with pain. He will only leap and leap again. So the poet is saying that if you are casually walking in a jungle, and you will meet an animal who has a skin with spots, dark spot on it, and the animal is so fast that it will leap on you at once, which means that it will jump on you, right? And this jumping is an indication that it is none other than the leopard. And moreover, she is adding that if you will cry out in pain, it is not going to be any use of it, as it will keep on jumping on you, right? So here in this stanza, the poet explained the characteristics of a leopard, because if you cry in pain, that will not help you, right? Because the leopard is going to be it will keep on jumping on you, right? So this is the characteristic of leopard. So here the rhyme scheme is same like the third stanza, A, B, C and C. Okay. You can find the repetition in the last line of the third stanza. See, leap and leap again. That means the repetition of the use of leap word that is repeating in the line. So it is a repetition. Now in the fourth stanza, if when you are walking around your yard, you meet a creature there who hugs you very, very hard, and be sure it is a bear. If you have any doubts, I guess he will give you just one more cares. So see how mockingly the poet Caroline Wells has described the animals, their characteristics, their behaviors. Okay, so here care means hug, gentle touch. So the poet is saying that if you are walking in a lawn area of your house and if you meet a creature which hugs you tightly, that means it is a bear, right? And she tells that if you are still in doubt regarding the animal, the easiest way is that he will keep hugging and touching you very tightly, very gently. And this act of this animal will make you sure that it's a bear, and you will come to know that about the animal, because it will hug you so gently, okay, and so tightly, right, with their care. So here the rhyme scheme, eared and hard, these are rhyming, there and bear, these are rhyming, gaze and cares, these are rhyming. So the rhyme scheme is A, B, C, C. Okay. And we can find alliteration. See, when walking, when you are walking round your yard, when walking. So when wa, way. So this W, this way sound is repeating. So this is an example of alliteration, and we can find one more alliteration here, that is here it is, who hugs you, who hugs you. So who hugs, who sound, H, see this sound is repeating. So this is an example of alliteration, right? Now in the next stanza, though to distinguish beast of prey a novice might nonplus. The crocodile you always may tell from the hyenas thus, hyenas come with merry smiles, but if they weep they are crocodiles. Though to distinguish beasts of prey a novice might nonplus. The crocodile you always may tell from the hyenas thus, hyenas come with merry smiles, but if they weep they are crocodiles. So now distinguish means differentiate, okay, and novice means someone is very new for a job, and nonplus means confusion, okay, nonplus means confusion. So here the poet says that for someone who is new for the job of recognize the animals, right, like us, like you, so it will be like a puzzle to them to recognize the animals that hunt other animals for their food, right? So the poet tries to help out the that kind of people by telling the difference between two animals, that is hyenas and crocodiles. Hyena is what? Hyena will be smiling, but the crocodile, it will always in tears while they are hunting their food. So the difference between hyena and crocodile is what? Hyena while hunting, while they are hunting their food, hyena will laugh, hyena will smiling, whereas the crocodile will always in tears. But both these animals are too dangerous, okay. So here the rhyming scheme is as followed, like the first, second and third, fourth stanzas, like prey and may are rhyming, nonplus and thus is rhyming, smiles and crocodiles. So the rhyme scheme is A B A B C C, okay. Here is alliteration in the second line. See, novice nonplus, novice, no sound. This no sound is repeating. This use of consonant sound is repeating. So it's an example of alliteration. And we can find here in the first two lines, see, this is an example of enjambment, because the same line is continuation of the same line without using any punctuation marks. Though to distinguish beasts of prey a novice might nonplus. So the repetition, the same line is continuing without any punctuation marks. So this is an example of enjambment, right? Now in the last stanza, here the poet is talking about chameleon. So the true chameleon is small, a lizard sort of thing. He hasn't any ears at all and not a single wing. If there is nothing on the tree, it is the chameleon you see. So the poet says that the next is a chameleon, and it's a very small creature, and it looks like very similar to lizard. And the difference between the two is that the chameleon doesn't have ears and wings. Okay, like a lizard. And she says that the chameleon has the ability to change its color according to the surface of the ground or surface where it is sitting. Therefore, the poet is saying, if you see a tree and find nothing else on it, then it must be a chameleon sitting on it, because it has changed its color into the color of the tree, right? Wherever it is sitting, it can change its surface according to the surface, right? So the poet is saying, if you are looking at a tree and if you are not finding anything on the tree, that means it must be a chameleon sitting on it. Okay, so here the rhyme scheme is same. Small and all are rhyming, thing, wing are rhyming, tree and C are rhyming. So A B and C. Okay. So as I told you, the whole poem, the poet is talking about the many animals. Okay, and the poet is describing about the various animals, and these animals are very dangerous, and she has introduced them one by one in a very funny manner, in a very funny way. First of all, she tells about a lion, then she tells about a Bengal tiger, then she tells about a leopard, then a bear, then he differentiates between hyenas and crocodiles, both are deadly animals. Then she talks about chameleon, right? So this is the poem all about. Please read the poem. Thank you.